Hey everyone, my name is Meg Pollock with our client success team and wanted to briefly show you one of my favorite features at Passport, which is our new enforcement compliance dashboard, which as you can see, I navigated here from the labs tab and it's one of our newer labs. So I'm really excited to dive in here. So once you click Explore Lab, it's going to take you to a series of our enforcement dashboards, which will really be able to help you determine your compliance within the city. So to give an example, it shows you your warnings versus citations issued, your adjudication process as well. So appeals accepted versus declined. And I have a couple of clients who really focus on their appeal acceptance rates versus declines, so they know how accurate their violations are. So this is a really cool graph to be able to use and determine if you're issuing correct citations. We also have a citations resolution graph, which includes paid versus voided, dismissed, warnings, and suspensions. And we've also broken that down into our payment regression status. So you can see that here on citations that were issued and paid within 14 days or 120 days plus, which will help you determine your collections efforts and maybe where you want to set up escalations and including escalation letters as well. And then we also have our two last graphs here, which go over issuance by month as well as citation payments by month. And the cool thing about these two graphs is you can toggle between years. So a lot of my clients like to compare year over year data, but if you really wanted to, you could remove, let's say 2023 and 2022 data and just focus on year to date. So there's a couple things you can play around with, and then you also have the ability to download the data into an Excel spreadsheet. So if you wanted to kind of export this and play around with the data in Excel, you can do that as well. And then scrolling down, there's a little bit more graphs which show data based on your warnings and voids to show your collectible citation percentage rate, meaning, if you have 100 citations and you've voided 10, then you really have 90 citations that are actually collectible. So it kind of shows you a little bit more detail into your collection percentage rate, as well as our last graphs are on top violation types, which a lot of my clients find super interesting. They like to see which ones are the top for their environment. So expired meter, for instance, versus no parking. And it can also help inform maybe where you need additional signage. If you see a lot of offenders who are, parking in a no parking zone, then maybe we need to evaluate if, we have correct signage up for people to be able to view. And then we also right here on the right have top issuance zones. So some of your zones that have frequent offenders, for instance, any on-street parking zones would be huge right here for our demo environment. And then again, it'll show you your different issuance zones versus your zones.